I don't know about all of you. Welcome to Top Gun Voices of Integrity Top Gun Sales Boot Camp Training. But Patrick, I was after pickleball yesterday. He's like, breakthroughs suck, Mark. He's like, he's having all these breakthroughs in his life, and it's like it just sucks. Like, right? So, but it's exciting, but it sucks. It's so like when you understand the next dimension principle. And so I don't know if we'll talk about that. I don't know if we'll talk. Always come early, always stay late, because that's where the real cool stuff is. We're like, like, how do you go ahead and give the customer like the most amazing experience? And I owe this to Mel, owner of Bluegate. like, I had to give him a gift. That's a good idea. Like, give him a gift and say, like he's the one that introduced me to the customer experience. Like I didn't understand the importance of the customer experience. I mean, I did, but not like him because he's in entertainment. The whole experience is like the whole thing is about the experience. Like in putting a roof on or coaching or like most other things, accounting, most things is not about the experience. It's 10, 20, 30%. It's the garage. Do I have a garage? Do I have a new kitchen? that, like, okay, that's the most important thing because I'm going to live with that the rest of my life. And so, yeah, just, it's just crazy how everything is interconnected. So if you guys get a chance, make a chance to go ahead and, watch the White Male Over 50 podcast from yesterday. It was fascinating. We had two guys on. We had Patrick, in addition to me, Patrick, and he's in his late 60s, and Mike in his late 60s, and Mike owned his own electrical company. And we talked about some funky things. I mean, it was just really, really cool. So I don't know. We've talked, I think, about rings of influence. We'll see what we get through. Let's start off, though. Nora, what you got?
Bit of a different day yesterday, but I had 9%. So need to get that up today.
So, how many points is that roughly?
Not sure.
So the day before you nailed it, right?
Yeah.
So again, we're still challenged with the roller coaster. Um, so
And I know that yesterday, so with the booklet stuff that I'm doing, like it's usually like I get better it's weird. I get better results if I wait 2 weeks to call back if they haven't called me. It's I get better results if I wait 2 weeks versus a week after I like send the booklet to do the follow-up.
and so if I was in your situation, do you know what I would be doing?
What's that?
I'd be trying to figure out how to go ahead and dish off more stuff to other people. Like
Okay.
I'd be doing what you're doing. So what you're doing is good. Like looking for how does this whole thing work? So 2 weeks, okay. So I'd be looking at those type of patterns. I'd be looking at those type of patterns. Um, and so, but it's like, how do I get, quantity? If I've got the best system in place, then I need quantity. I need more. I just need more. And so to have more, so you putting in, you putting in, envelopes and sending things out and all of that kind of stuff, is that the highest and best use of your seven T's? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. This here, when you look at graphs, I don't know, but good work on that you're studying it, you're learning it. That double analytic is just a beautiful thing. And so others can learn how to do that. I would go back to this one here and figure out how to go ahead and get this bad boy fixed. Because what you'll do is if you take this one out, you're going to get more variance here. It looks like a little ups and downs, but you take this one out and visually you're going to go ahead and see. I mean, I guess I could take it out. I could go ahead. Do you guys know how I can take it out?
Filter.
I can go ahead and go in and say, O2. Yep. So I change the filter, but it didn't take it out. I guess I can try O3. So yeah, somehow it's locked in. So we can bring it up with Shuaib. Um, so little things you can see, like little things I told Shuaib 2 or 3 times, but he's not in sales, so he doesn't understand. But this here, it locks in, it saves it. That saves me, I don't know, 30 seconds. But it's not locking this in. So I've talked to him a couple of times about that. But anyways, and so this here, we got to get this out because this will go ahead and show. And so with Luke here, you can see, and Kenny's still not doing this. And so somehow he's not, I don't know, seeing the benefit of it. He's not seeing the benefit of doing this. And Luke, he's got this up here, but then he's like, what's going on? And so this is, so in sales, you're driven based on the sale, the results, not the action. So the roller coaster principle, there's two roller coasters, efforts and results. And so you're feeling good about sales and it goes up, but you can be getting a lot of sales and not be doing what you should be doing. You can get low sales and be doing what you should be doing because there's that delayed action result principle. And Shuaib is starting to go ahead and plug in here, like he's starting to code where you can do unit sales and dollar sales, and that will go ahead and that'll overlay the results. So you'll be able to see when Nora hits this peak here, sales might not hit the peak until 2, 3 months later. So there's a delayed action result principle. Getting the technology in place that measures, that looks at these natural laws, governs these things. It's not just about the mechanics of it. It's what goes on behind the scenes. It's the invisible. Excellent. Anything else, Nora, you got?
I do not.
Good work. Kenny, what you got?
So I talked a little bit about previously in the pre-show about customer experience and how to create that, create that experience that they know there's transparency for them and what the experience will be and how we will create that for them. But the biggest thing I see is the few people that we have that don't have email or internet access. And I mean, one, it's hard to work with those because in our current system, because we don't have, well, we have to mail them things or drop them off in person. I think booklets, maybe.
The booklets could potentially do it. There's been discussion about tablets. So do you go ahead and as part of the process, do you give somebody a tablet? And I don't know, when they go to town, it connects and updates it. I mean, I don't know. And so I'm not sure.
Right.
But the booklet could potentially do it. Here is the experience, and it goes off and checks off something. And so you do 1-1, check that off, 1-2, check that off. And so, yeah. And so, like, I don't know, like, should I send Mel something a gift like we did with your parents? Or should you guys do it? Or should both do it? Or should we do it together? Like being thankful and grateful. And so, like, we're doing a project with Patrick, Elaine, and I. And it's connected back into your voice in my headset about friendship and about healing and white males over 50. Like, all of this is coming together about ego. And Elaine made the observation, last week where she's like, I wonder when people see success, if they think, kind of pat themselves on the back rather than go ahead and. So a great book is Men in the Mirror, especially for men. But if I was a woman, I'd read it too. Like Lean In, Teresa Lecken, Kenny and Luke know her. She recommended Lean In, which is Sheryl Sandberg's book about women, and I read that because I'm really interested in women. And so Lean In is a great book for men, but also for leaders. And it's like, so you want to give, like, it's just smart to give other people credit when there's success. So, there's a certain gentleman not real happy with me now because I told him something he didn't want to hear. But that doesn't take away from the fact that, he's the one that really helped me to understand about the experience. So to be grateful. And so I pass that along to you. So should you guys do something for Tom? Like, you guys are beneficiaries of Tom and my friendship over 20 years acquiring. And so, like, every day something's brought in. So should you guys be thankful? And so, young men and women, especially men, they're stereotyped as being ungrateful, unthankful, entitled, self-righteous, and victims. And why are they stereotyped as that? Because there's a lot of that. And so in the church, in the service on Sunday this last week, he said the biggest challenge, he wonders if the biggest challenge to faith, like trusting the integrity of the system. So the biggest challenge to, and now I'm like the Amish where, I don't have to go to church every week. Like, I don't have to do that like the Baptist. Like, I didn't know that. I thought you had to go 3 times a week as a Baptist. So I go last week, and all of a sudden there's a pastor. He's not my favorite guy because he didn't defend my wife when she was, when somebody wasn't respectful to her. And so, he's talking about the Bible, and so I go and he says the biggest enemy to faith is, he wonders if it's not being thankful. And it's like, huh. So trust the integrity of the system, like Nora and I. She's double analytic. Some say I'm triple analytic. So, like, she and I are both deeply analytic. And so we find the flaws in systems. And then we don't trust the system. Well, maybe we just fix the system and the flaws. There's always going to be leaks. Like in a boat, there's always leaks. They have a motor that pumps out the water because there's going to be leaks. It just is. And so I think I just got a breakthrough. It's like, oh, so you're thankful and you see, and that's what I did when I was 23, 24 years old. The system wasn't working, meaning I was making $1 an hour in sales and I was doing what they told me to do. System wasn't working. Well, I didn't give up. I didn't quit and just, okay, and go take one of the easy jobs, the 3 that were offered to me. No. And I didn't go ahead and discard the whole thing. I said, well, the concept is good. Bring realtors value. So, but what they were, So the concept was good, but the execution wasn't. So I was thankful for what was there, and then I built on it. And by the age of 27, on track to make $460,000 a year because I built on the previous generation's systems. Good concept, but not the best execution on people's part. Interesting. So on the rings of influence, here, like I shared that story about Tom, what he shared about how he's a realtor for life. Like we're builders, you guys are builders for life. Like and then you get an app in there, that helps them. And for those that are in the Amish that don't have access to the internet, well, what about a tablet? We'll give you a tablet for 3 months. And Life Masteries could set the whole thing up. They could rent it. You could rent it for them and say, hey, we pay for 3 months of rent. And so in there, like the Amish are really big into education. So there could be all these really cool educational things for them and their marriage and their kids and their grandkids and all this stuff. It's like when you absolutely like some of my best friends have come through business. Relationship selling, often people go with that. Customers are not looking for relationships. If they do, they need to get a life. They're looking for value in what they're doing. But when you have value and you're giving value, there's some customers that you're like, wow, I want to have and there's relationships for life that can be developed through business, which is the coolest thing in the world. And so, yeah, like my mind is just exploding with all these ideas. I'm like, oh, we could do this and this and this. It's like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, oh, it's like Lincoln getting a new truck or a new car. It's like look at it. Like it's like Malachi when he wants to go ahead and go on an adventure. Like, Luke, what you got?
So with the customer being or like for me that's a touchy area if the customer the between customer and friendship like where I treat them as a client but they become friends as well. How do you bridge that gap? How do you determine when to bridge that gap? Or
Well,
like
the challenge is that a lot of times friends and families take advantage of us. And do we take advantage of friends and family? And so, like for me, Luke, like I want whether or not they do business with me, and this is where it connects back into my life vision. Whether or not they do business with me, I want to impact their lives forever. Now, the reality of business is I've got to make money. So, impacting people's lives can be timely, costly, which is why it's so smart for a business to go ahead and partner with Life Masteries because that's what they do. They do that. They'll leverage that. And they understand business like no other nonprofit in the world understands business. And so it's like you leverage Life Masteries Institute. And I don't know, for me, Luke, it's like I did it when I first started in sales. I was married for 3 years, and then, we had Ginger Ann, our oldest daughter, who's now 37. But when she was a few days, weeks old, it wasn't very long. Like I would go out and shop in the shopping areas with my wife and my daughter. I knew exactly what I was doing. Women absolutely love children. Ginger Ann was in sales when she's a few days old. She'd coo and look and smile like, you go, girl. I mean, I had one realtor that said, Mark, your daughter is absolutely so precious. She is so gorgeous. I want to do business with you just because of your daughter. I have no pride. No, it's fine. Like the Amish think they have something on it where they have their kids, out mowing lawns at 8 or 9. Shoot, I took my daughter out and started making money with her. Like, because it's good
Yeah.
for everybody.
I gotta run. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else have anything else?
And then another question. So with our software that we already have, it's not our software, we're paying for it. And okay, this idea just to add stuff, I told them, we'll probably have a list of ideas for them if
Right.
stuff we wanted to implement. So do we share this with them to make that one better, or do we keep this idea and
Yeah, so you get to decide that. This is, um so so yeah, I don't know. That you get to decide that on what it is. The Life Masteries, what they would like to do is they would like, if somebody has expertise in like roofing, let's say. So there's software out there for roofing. Okay, good. They're not going to see the benefits of they're not going to see the benefits of doing all of the warm belly rub stuff, like the personalities and like why would we do that? And so what Life Masteries will do is they can so somehow creating APIs. So the APIs is what you're most interested in. So that's a bridge, one way or two way bridge between the two. So does it have APIs? So a lot of software, what you want is when you're in software development, you want your clients to be addicted to you. You want them to where they have to work with you. And so the way to do that is you as a software provider, you control the data. You don't give APIs because then they're not necessarily addicted to you. A smaller company, I think, would be fine. So APIs then give access to that data. And so if you have access to that data, then you can decide who do you want to give the idea to? Do you want to give the idea to this software, or do you want to give the idea to Life Masteries? I mean, you're a salesperson. You don't care. You just want the tool because you're out there like the military, the American military, like when we were fighting over in Iraq or whatever it was, and there was these bombs that were blowing up, and so what did this American soldiers do? They went to the junkyard, these $1 million, all these systems and all this stuff. They went to the junkyard and they got, reinforced metal from the junkyard and welded it to the bottom of their Jeeps. Like we're not going to die. We're going to go and get something to fix this. Sales are like that too. Salespeople are like that too. It's like, I just want something to work. That's what I want. So what I found, Kenny, is I went ahead and my, my evolution is I started, my first product was a software product for Synergy Solutions, but it was subscription based. And fascinating story. Anyways, so then I built my own software, and then I had a division in Synergy that built software. And it's like, oh, I hated that. But I hate off the shelf and I hate custom software. I just hated the whole thing. So now what I do is now I work with Life Masteries. So they get to deal with it, more. And so, yeah, that's you want to get like Life Masteries is going to be on the people side. Now they might go ahead and be on the other side too. They need to be, or they might connect with the other side APIs. So if there's money to be made, there's probably multiple software vendors that make the money, that do it. So Life Masteries is like, we'll build a front end that connects with your back end. So there's no competitor to Life Masteries because Life Masteries isn't a for-profit company. They're nonprofit. So they don't care. They don't want to develop any more software. They don't want to develop any more software than what they need to. Now, you and Luke, I don't know. That's where. So when software is done right, you make a boatload of money. I mean, a boatload of money. And so I think with your creativeness and how your mind works, can they keep up with you? Software programmers can't keep up with me. So I look at it, the more I have, the better. And then I'm looking at, well, this person does this, and this group does this, and this company does this. And so I'm not sure how you're going to end up with it. Any other questions you have, Kenny?
I do not. Nope.
Nora, you got anything else?
No.
All right. So this is, just awesome. Good work, everybody. Always remember we can accomplish so much more together than we can on our own. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.